Hello everyone, this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Intarsia. This is a new abstract game from Michael Kiesling.
It plays from 2 to 4 players in 40 to 60 minutes.
Yes, a new abstract from Michael Kiesling. This kind of came out of nowhere at Gen Con. I remember looking at the Gen Con list just a couple of days before we went. And basically before we went to the US. And I was like updating it to like titles I haven't put on there, and suddenly like a deep print Pegasus Michael Kiesling game just popped up. And this was like, it was not, because it was so late to the con, it was already there. The people bought it, but it didn't like get a lot of buzz at Gen Con. I think it's going to have a greater release at Spiel. So hopefully we will tell you a bit about it so you can see if this might be a game for you or a game you might skip in the jungle of all the new board game releases coming out, because there are a lot of board games and you can't play them all. In Intarsia there is a, I don't even know if that's how you say it, that's how I'm gonna say it now, Intarsia. Yes. And I'm gonna guess that's how it is. And if it's not, someone will tell me in the comments. It's a setting here. There's a cafe that has closed and you will build things on the floor.
The floor?
Yes.
Yes, cool.
Yes, setting done. What you're going to do in the game is that you are going to play cards. You're going to play cards of different colors. Let's say, for example, I want to build a piece. I already built a little bit on my board here. You can spend one to build up like a piece around. For example, if I had a purple card, I could play this. If I had a space for purple, I don't have right now because I would need a connector down here, for example, to be able to build the purple. I will, for example, in this scenario, or in this example, I could pay 3 because that is the cost of the almost inner piece.
The third level.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will play that there. And the twist, basically, of this game is that when I pay 3 cards, I will get 2 back. And I can choose all colors except for wild cards or the color I just played. So I might then, if I use those 3, I might then take 2 yellow ones. So next turn, I could use those 2 yellow to build a piece here in the yellow one, and that will give me another card, for example, on the yellow or an orange, so I could build a piece over there. I will use my cards trying to always get like the things I need to build good stuff so I can get more cards back and build the most things as possible. You will get points at the end of each round for each connection you have. You will get points at the end of the game for how good you have made these. Like there's 1, 3, 7, and 12 points for the different things, depending on how many levels you built on them. And also throughout the game, you're trying to race towards building these different combinations of tiles. As soon as you get one, you're going to grab it and you're going to place, you're going to get these points. There are different kind of like tools. So if I get another one of the same tool, I will place it adjacent and now I will score this and also the other one I had. So it's going to be 5 points. You're going to do that for 3 rounds. And after 3 rounds, the player who has the most points is going to be the winner of Intarsia. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you see with your eyes.
I like the components. It's very satisfying to like put in the piece and it fits perfectly. Yes. I wouldn't say this is the best color combination for color deficiency, but it works okay.
It also has the symbols to make it easier.
The little symbol in the middle.
So they have thought about it.
Yes, they have thought about it. But the components, they're like tactile element I enjoy.
I agree. This is like my favorite element of the components. Other than that, it's just like Euro stuff, cards and tiles. Yes. And they are the way they should be. There is also
a rulebook.
It is. It is around 11 pages long. It has a lot of examples. Very easy to follow along. It's a very simple game, so it should be easy to learn it. But people have made random, horrible rulebooks for easy games as well. Very simple to understand the rules. Very, very good rulebook. I'm going to give it 1 or 2 floor tiles up. Is there a play rate?
Yeah, no.
No, there is no play rate and you don't really need it.
That's right.
Because you are just placing things. There are on the back of the rulebook, there is like an overview of the card cost, how you can pay for it and what you get back. So that is a good thing.
And also, actually, there is a third board to this game where you can track the points and also you have like an overview of the points at the end of the game.
And also, as I didn't say in the overview because I didn't say all the rules, when you pay something with 4 cards, you don't get to choose the cards you get. You move the piece of the tracker 1 more to the side and you get the cards that are in that space.
We have played a game with 2 and 3 players, and it has taken us exactly what the box says, 40 to 60 minutes.
Which means it's probably going to be a bit longer with 4 people if you don't play super quick. How do you feel about the game length?
I felt the game length was fine.
Okay. I felt it was fine with 2. I felt it was too long with 3. But the problem was the game was better with 3, but also felt a bit too long for me.
Yeah, I didn't mind the time with 3, but I might mind it if it takes over an hour.
Yes. So the puzzle of this game is to play your cards efficiently, trying to never have cards you can't use, try to build as many buildings as you can. So that is my favorite part of it. It's using the cards, trying to get you mostly taking the cards you want, trying to optimize that. That is kind of the puzzle. Trying to race for this. That is the game. And I do enjoy doing these things. How do you feel about that?
I agree. Looking at your hand, because you have these cards that you choose from that gives you the combinations of colors that you can play throughout your round. And trying to say, okay, if I build this first, then I get something back, and then I have enough cards to build this. So you're trying to kind of make your hand last as long as possible and to get always the next thing you need to build something more. It feels and I might think that's why I don't mind the time aspect of this game. 1 hour isn't a long game in itself, but this is a lighter one. The thing is that it feels like a constant race, because you're always looking at this board, seeing, okay, what hasn't been taken yet? Looking at your board, what are you building towards? Because if I see that you're almost at, for example, this, that seems like a really bad idea for me to start building towards that.
There is also an advanced mode to the game where you're going to flip your player board, so it will be harder to play because you need the specific colors to build the connections, and you cannot build on these. And they're going to be bonus 10 points if you fill in everything around it. So you need the frames on these 4, and you need all the 4 connectors around it. You will get 10 bonus points. I enjoyed this one as well. It adds to the complexity a bit. It makes the puzzle a bit tighter, which I think I liked more. And the game is kind of it's an interactive game in this case where I want to look at these, but it's not look at what you said. If you're close to that, maybe I can race to get there, because you need 3 pieces. I need only 2, and I have the cards if I do it in this order. And I enjoyed that. But it's a less interactive game than, for example, Azul from the same designer, which has the drafting part, which is very interactive. So this one feels like a very multiplayer solo game. That everything I do is on my... You can't stop me from getting the cards I want. You can't do any of these things. So the race part is the interactive part. So kind of an interactive part of a non-interactive game. I enjoy that. But it adds some kind of mental power. In the beginning of the game, I'm just doing something.
Oh, yeah.
To get started, to try to get a few, and then when there's more taken off, I will easily be, oh, I'm closer to that one. Oh, I'm closer to that one than you. I'm going to try to race you to that one, especially if it's in the same kind of tool I already have. How do you feel about that? Do you agree with that?
I agree. It's absolutely less interactive than the Azul games, as you mentioned. There is a limit to how many of these are available.
Yes, that is
true. So that's an interactive part. You have to watch that a bit. And also, when you build 4 cards in the track, that gives you the cards, dictates what you're getting, that is a common track. So if somebody moves there, you might oh, I don't get what I thought I was going to get, and that may change your plans.
That is true. Trying to wait sometime, I'd be I don't really want those 3 cards, so hopefully somebody else is going to go and take them so I can sweep in and take the next set, because that will help me a lot. So I agree, there is interaction here, but it's not for me the most interesting interaction.
This is kind of information overload, because it's the same criteria for all of these, but there is switched up.
Yes.
And I like that. So there's you really want to focus on one tool, but that is really unpractical. If you went for just one color, that will be much more efficient, but it will score you less points. So you're trying to always okay, I will focus on these 2 columns, but oh no, you're trying to snag that. Okay, then I need one. I could get that from this 3rd column, and then you see oh, but I'm pretty close to, and you kind of your brain goes I'm pretty close to everything.
Yes,
like, because
that's true.
it's kind of, when you start building, you see like, oh, I can do this, I can that.
Yeah.
So like trying to decide what to go for, and also to keep track of what the other players are trying to get, what will give you the most points, what you can actually afford, and what is still available. I thought that was really a mental load for me.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's talk a bit about the weight and who do you think this game is for?
I think this is a light to medium game.
Yeah.
And I think like if you want like a little puzzle game, but not with like the same amount of interaction than Azul, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to do some final thoughts because that is kind of the end of the video. Before that, if you enjoyed this video up until now and you are new to the channel, you can help us out in a very big way by giving us a victory point.
And we get victory points when you click that subscribe button, and also click the
bell button
to
get notifications every time
we post a new video.
Yes, final
you.
thoughts time for Intarsia. Go!
I almost should need a play rate for that.
Yes, the play rate for the thing. Okay,
yes.
Let's go.
Okay. I enjoyed the card play of this game. Like, it's really cool. I think it feels fun to be like, I'm paying something super expensive. I'm paying 4 cards. I get 3 of them back. That is cool. I'm paying 3 cards. I get 2 of them back. And you're trying to like optimize, and that's a fun puzzle. This could potentially net you a lot of points in this game. I feel like this is a little too much mental load for the amount of interestingness, that's a word I just came up with, that this puzzle gives me. So I like it, but I do not love it. I'm going to give it a 6. I thought it was a little above average, but I did not love this game.
I like and love a lot of Michael Kiesling's games. Like, I really like Azul. I played it many, many times. We got rid of it. We now have like the Azul mini version because it's small. We also have one of the Azuls, or 2. We actually have
Summer
2 of the
Pavilion
Azuls.
and Queen's Garden.
Because they're so different. I really like many of Kiesling's designs. Those are, of course, the abstract ones. When we start talking about his other designs, we have Riverboat, we have Heaven and Ale, things that I will always be like, you should get this game. This is not one of those games. This feels like a game. This feels just like, it's fine. Like, I played a game. There was nothing wrong with the game, as you usually say.
Yeah.
One thing I picked up on this trip, which I really liked, was it didn't offend me in any way. Like, there wasn't anything, you know, it's like, why is it here? It's a fine game. Some people will enjoy playing this game. I don't think this will be the new Azul. I don't think this will be like a big, big hit. I think it's fine. I'm going to give it a 5.5. I don't see myself playing it again. I had some fun while playing it. The problem for me was 2-player was a great amount of time for it, but 3-player was better, but it was too long for my taste for this game. But that is it. You probably know if this might be for you or not, but we are going to end this video right here. If you have more questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.